All right, so looking for the belt, right? You can see there's not a lot of room in here. You can see where to the left, there's a little nut, like the bolt fitting, which is right there. It kind of came in focus a little bit more. Then it goes down even further around the crank. Sorry, trying to hold the flashlight in the camera, the phone. All right, comes up around the alternator, down around the AC compressor, and then it feeds back underneath the crank. One thing that helps get down in there is to use an actual belt tool. I don't remember the exact name of it. I've had it for so long. See, I've got my name engraved on it so that it doesn't get stolen. All right, and then you put this bad boy on here. All right, this fits down. Fits down on that tensioner. You're able to pry it up, get the tension off. And now the fun part will be putting the belt back on. All right, when you go to put the belt back on, you put it all around the rigid parts of the tensioners first, around all the rigid parts of the pulleys. And you can see how it's got grooves on it, right? That's the AC compressor. You put it all around those first, and then you slide it around the tensioner last, because you can see the tensioner right there doesn't have any grooves. It's going to be able to easier to slide the belt onto that than over grooves. All right, so after some fiddling around, we did get the extension. Right, as you can see, I got the extension. I angled it a certain way, had to play around to get the nut on there just right. And now that it's on, right, you can see it comes up. Got to play it around this AC line and I can get enough slack off of it. The fun part is going to be putting the new belt back on. There you can see the crank pulley in the back. I sprayed a bunch of brake parts cleaner down here, try to get all this grit and grime off. Probably dripping down on my garage floor right now, but you can see all the pulleys pretty clearly right there. The good part, as you can see, the belt's already, the way it's been stored, already kind of covers the way you need it to pull on. Right, and there goes the flashlight. Right, this bad boy pretty much going on just like that. Right, so if I can get this set up well, it should be fairly smooth. First thing though, set this in place like here, and then put your tool, in this way, right? So then this is on the inside of your tool, and you don't have it all set up trying to get your belt on, and your tool is blocking. All right, another little thing I'm doing today, roasting a pork butt. Right, it's nice and part works pretty good, nice and smoky. About to wrap it up. All right, temperature's at 166. About to make some dinner. This is dinner for tonight. So you can see how I have the belt routed, right? It's already routed in. It's underneath the AC compressor. It's over top the alternator. And it's down around the crank pulley that you can see to the left of the screen, or the top of the screen, depending on how it's orientated. That one was the one that you got to make sure that doesn't slip off. It wants to slip off a handful of times when you're trying to set it in place. Plus I've got some aftermarket charge pipes in there. So wedging it in between that bracket that you can see and getting it around that pulley properly. So now I'm going to attach the tool, and hopefully it slides right on. Took a bit of a break, right? Went back, checked my meat, checked the smoker, let the dog out. Belt is on. What a pain in the butt. I even verified, make sure I had the right size belt. I was like, I can't believe I bought too small of a belt. Didn't remember if I changed the pulley on it, and the crank pulley to a bigger pulley. Here's what I ended up doing. Using the two smaller pieces I have for the tensioner, that tool, right? Put the big one away. Grabbed a ratcheting wrench, 16 mil, put it on here. And then somehow, I don't know if that helped, or if I was able to finally line that stuff up just right and get enough tension off that tensioner to get that belt to slide on. But I did end up sliding it on that smooth pulley like I mentioned. But man, it was a pain in the butt. There you go, right? I'm using a Gates right? I would have rather have had the Conti Tech one, but O'Reilly's didn't have it. I wanted to knock this out today instead of waiting. All right, and that sums up putting the belt on. It's pretty simple for the most part, but just patience and time consuming, unless you've got a trick that you've already known and you're just watching this to see how someone else does it. Pretty much what I do with YouTube videos. Sit there and watch somebody else do it, and I know I've already done it a zillion times. Thank you. There you go. And always test it out, right? Test to make sure it's working properly. I don't hear any belt squeal. Right, nothing's flown off yet. And the whole can of parts cleaner I sprayed.